maybe if you could just tell a bit more about how this happened, because everywhere we see that Dhruva Maharaj is favored by Narada, Prahlad Maharaj favored by Narada, Prachetas by Lord Shiva, Prithu Maharaj by the Kumaras. But Bali Maharaj didn't seem to have any of this, and yet he was able to make a complete turnaround from a Rajasic king to the Mahājana. So, despite the association not being there, despite his guru not being, despite having a pseudo guru. So,
Yeah,
it's both an inspiration and a question.
Thank you for your observations. They're very helpful. And regarding your question, his asset is mentioned later as bhāva-grāhī janārdana. He had this impetus in his heart that I want to serve Krishna. It happens in other places in the Bhagavatam too. For instance, with the Avaduta Brahmana. He was a rich landholder, 11th canto. And he was a miser. He was totally materialistic, but once he did some sacrifice to get more stuff, and in the process of it, there was this little tweak of devotion that came into his heart. Oh, God's nice, And after he lost everything in due course of time, that's what stayed. And that's what Krishna says, Neha bhakramanashosti pratyavayona vidyate salpamapyasya dharmasya trayate matobayat. If you do a little something sincerely for Krishna, then it'll stay eternally. There's that molecule hanging around. Despite everything else, it'll come out at the right time. And for Bali, Bali Maharaj had that in his heart. Note the demigods later, Prabhupada says that they were all amazed that how did he get so much benediction from the Supreme Personality of Godhead? And the answer comes from our acharyas. Prabhupada notes it in his purport. He says he was Krishna is bhāva-grāhī janārdana, which means that he looks inside the heart of every living being and tries to find that one molecule of devotion. And because when he finds that, then he says, I'll amplify it. That's the whole point of aho bhakiyam stanakala kutam jigamsaya payad apyasadvi, that, well, who's this Putana? She's a witch, tried to kill Krishna, but somehow or other she got liberated. And it's like, oh my God. You better take shelter of Krishna now, because kamvadaya lum sharanam brajema. Who else are you going to go to? Krishna's the only one who ignores everything else and only takes that one little molecule. So that's one of the glorious aspects of the pastime, is that Krishna knew his heart, and where it manifested was Bali was in the middle of this yajna, and the context was he's a big king. He's surrounded by all his demoniac minions, and he's doing his duty as the leader of all of them. And when he saw Vamandev, he said, wow. He was just in his heart, he said, I want to bow down right now, but what's it going to look like to all these people out here? I'm in the middle of a yajna, everyone's watching me, I'm the emperor. If you're in a situation, and there's a way that I want to do it, I just can't right now, I'm socially restrained. And Krishna Vaman knew that. He saw in his heart that he was already bowing down in his heart. So then he just manifested the pastime by giving him the facility. Like, okay, now you're going to bow down. I'll wrap you up. You put my foot on your head. And that was to fulfill his real desire. So be careful. Because if you manifest that sincere desire in your heart, Krishna will notice it. And then he'll come along and he'll like, Yasyaham anagrinnami harishe taddanam shanai. Bhagavatam says, yeah, he took away all my stuff. So I had nothing left, Prabhupada said. Nothing left. All I could do was just surrender to Krishna. So that was his great mercy. Thank you, Vaikuntha Nayaka.